So we've talked about kind of how we have tried to do high singing raspy voices and doing it kind of by mimicking. And did you ever then afterwards go and kind of look at like the technique on how it's been made or how to do it, or maybe even a better question of how to not do it, in a sense of how to do it
Uh,
correctly and not wrongly?
yeah, I mean, I've definitely watched a lot of like vocal training videos, on what to do and what not to do,
Right.
especially with that type of singing. Actually, probably one of the biggest influences for me for that type of singing is a guy called Devin Townsend.
Yeah, absolutely.
Um,
Yeah.
because he's like this, he has this big, huge operatic vocals in like metal and stuff. But then he does the same thing where he pushes past it, and it's like it
Right.
goes into the similar thing that I do, but he's a lot better. So
Well, yeah, he's
uh,
insane. He's incredibly good.
yeah.
Incredibly good.
So one of the things I practice a lot is singing like an opera singer. Try to sing
Yeah.
like, not that
Yes.
I'm an opera singer, but I'll try and sing like that and get the same kind of vibrato and kind of the
Cool.
same big volume and size to it as an operatic singer will have. And I find if I sing like that, it's a lot easier for me to transition from that type of singing into that kind of high rasp singing than it is going from anything else really.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah. So really pushing yourself out to get that big resonance, open sounding vibrato, as you said, kind of allowing yourself the whole thing to resonate, and then
Yeah,
trying to flip it up into this kind of rasp. Yeah.
because for me it feels like the same thing. So if I'm singing this big open like loud vibrato thing, it's the same. It feels like the same position in my throat, and it's the same. My mouth is open just as much, and
Right.
I'm pushing the same amount of air as if I was, singing like an operatic type of thing.
Right. Yeah.
So there's very little change going between those two different things.
Do you know? Do you know the feeling of what it is to? I know you said there is no real huge difference between it, but obviously there's a difference in the sound, in a sense of where the energy is going, or um, where the placement is and stuff, or not placement, but the yeah, the timbre to it. I guess this having this little rasp and stuff. Do you know what you do to flick it up,
Um,
or do you even just the feeling of it? Maybe not even just not technically.
I don't really know
Yeah.
what the thing is. It's it's like if you were singing normally and then like just kind of pushed in on your diaphragm like a lot more,
Mm,
and then try and sing higher at the same time. If
right.
that makes sense.
It does. That's compression. Yeah, that's exactly
Yeah.
what it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
So that,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah. Cool, man. Exactly. So it's
Yeah.
allowing
These are
this.
great questions because these are making me think about things I've never thought about.
I'm glad, man. I'm glad.
Yeah.
Excellent. No, that's great. No, but that's exactly it. Yeah, you're pushing a small bit into your diaphragm. You're making the 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 place for the pressurized air is becoming smaller and smaller, which means that you have this allowance of more controlled air coming out,
Yeah.
and then it's allowing the vocal cords to kind of the adduction of the vocal cords, like the chord closure, kind of resonate and vibrate in a way that's a bit more controlled, right? And
Yeah.
that's
I think part of it as
really
well
cool.
was when I used to hear myself sing, I've got quite like a nasally voice. So when and I think when I started singing originally, I definitely sang a lot with my throat and like with my face,
Right.
and it sounded nasally and stuff. So I started noticing that if I sang pushing with my diaphragm more, then it like didn't use my throat and like my nose and stuff.
Right.
So the notes kind of opened up a lot more. And I think just doing that kind of singing led that itself to me being able to sing with that rasp and like a bit higher
Right.
because I wasn't relying on like squashing the muscles in my neck to make a sound.
Absolutely. Yeah. Exactly. You were pushing the energy down so that you were getting your support and your energy from a lower part in your body, again, taking it away from this moment or this
Yeah.
place. Yeah.